Hello, viewers from the world. You are welcome to another edition of our program, Being Nigeria, the Nigerian Spirit. My name is Godwin Iweajua, and sadly, we can't have our host, the conveyor of this wonderful movement, Yema Benson. Some slight technical issues by her side, but I'm here. And this is the spirit of being Nigeria, being resilient, being able to stand up to whatever situation at any point in time and keep moving on. And this edition is quite special because it would have run some time ago, but we couldn't. But today we have with us a special guest. We want you to sit back, relax as we continue with the program, Being Nigeria. You're welcome, viewers. You're welcome. Yes, Being Nigeria. Godwin Iweajua standing in for Yema Benson Ekong. Today it's a special day. Like we normally say on this program, the essence of this program is to portray Nigerians that are doing great things outside Nigeria, Nigerians that are keeping it down for Nigeria, having that spirit of Nigeria in them. So in faraway Toronto, Canada, there's no other person that is keeping it down as a real Nigerian like the man we're about to have. This man has been out there on every space, politically, economically, socially, entertainment-wise, every space you can think of, portraying the good characters of Nigeria. And he's been doing this for years now. Viewers, you sit back, relax as I bring to the stage our very good brother, a Nigerian brother, Sajod Chukwu. Sajod Chukwu, you're welcome to Being Nigeria.
Thank you so very much, my Godwin. It's a pleasure for me to be here. And I want to welcome viewers from around the world for this special occasion of Being Nigeria.
Thank you, Sajod. Sajod, first of all, let me apologize on behalf of the hosts of this program. They called me to say there are some issues from my end with internet and electricity. But we are here, and I'm happy you could make it. Would have had you earlier on, but situations didn't work that way. But it's good to have you. Sajod, we want to know you. The viewers want to meet you. So can you kindly introduce yourself formally to our viewers?
Yes, my name is George Chukwu. I'm popularly known as Bluetooth George, and the reason being that I was primarily the first individual to start wearing Bluetooth in this country. A lot of people didn't understand what that meant, and everybody was always thinking that I was wearing hearing aid. The guy that was wear something there. So one of the radio hosts called MC Bundy told them, oh, he's wearing Bluetooth. So, and then all of a sudden it took over my name. Even people don't know, unless you say Bluetooth George, nobody knows who you're talking about. So that actually took place. And besides, I collaborate with Afro Global Television, Silver Trust Media, and I have a TV show called Global Access Entertainment Show on that platform. And also I have my own unit called Afrocentric Media TV, which you know about, and collaborating also with Schengen Story Media 3 times a week. So that's who I am, and I have been in this country for quite a few number of years, changing the conversation and the narratives and the belief systems of the people about who we are and what we represent.
Wow. So George, this is beautiful. Viewers, you are hearing live from Bluetooth George. We call him Sir George. The title Sir George was given to him by a group of people. Initially came as a Yoruba titled What was that Yoruba title, Sir George? What's the Yoruba title you were given by is it Obasanjo?
No, but
President
it
Obasanjo,
wasn't Obasanjo. It was actually the Oni of Ife
Oni of
that
Ife,
gave yes, yes. It's
Amunudun, Amun,
Amunudun of Ogidiland. Yeah, Chief Amunudun
Amunudun,
of Ogidiland.
Amunudun of Oginiland,
So
Amunudun of Oginiland.
they
Now,
say his Royal Highness, uh, uh, His Royal Highness Chief Amunudun of Ogidiland.
mm, so for our viewers that don't understand that the title, the name, Amunudun is a title in the Yoruba land for the man that the person that organizes entertainment,
That's
a
right.
person that an originator of entertainment, instigator of social good things, so, and that is what our man George represents. But before we go on, I'm excited now. I'm seeing the hosts. Thank God she's here now. So, ladies and gentlemen, we bring to you our host, Being Nigeria, Yema Benson.
Thank you
Yema!
so Thank you so much.
Hey!
I'm really sorry. I don't know. I mean, it
No,
happens.
no, no, it's
My
okay. Listen, it happens. Don't
It's
worry, don't
okay.
uh,
worry. It happens. It's
Judge,
absolutely.
I'm really happy to see you here. Thank you so much for being here. I
The,
mean, I appreciate you so much.
the pleasure is all mine.
Thank
Yes.
The
you.
pleasure is all mine.
So, yes. Oyema, you're welcome. It's your thing, so you take it from there. But anyway, we've heard from George. George introduced himself, Bluetooth George Amunudun of Ogidiland. These are strong titles George has earned through the years, and that's what he is, viewers. He's not just saying these things. That's what he. I've known George for some time now. He's actually the Amunudun. He brings in life into dull situations. He
Definitely.
people excited. He's just there, right there for us Nigerians in Canada. Yeah, man, go ahead. Amunudu
Really.
is with us. Is it not? Is that a wonderful thing? Yes, go ahead,
Okay,
yeah.
viewers, I'm going to say welcome back to the Be Nigerian Talk Show. And of course, who we have here is no other person than Sir Judge. That's what I call him. I mean, we've all gotten to meet him, and that's the kind of Nigerians we are talking about on the Be Nigerian Talk Show. Someone that has been. I wanted to just talk about my book launch. I want to tell you how Nigerians are always there for themselves. He was there. He showed him like he was just present. That's the heart that we Nigerians have. It's not from my place, it's from Igbo, and I'm from Akwa Ibom. But that never mattered to me. What mattered to me was that this is a Nigerian girl and she's doing well in the diaspora. I'm there, I'm here to help. So, Sir George, thank you for being on this Being Nigerian Talk Show. It's a pleasure having you here.
My
And
pleasure to be here.
we all know that you're a media person. And we've seen how the media has really talked down on Nigerian. Of course, Nigeria has their bad sides. We have things that makes us bad, and we have things that makes us good. Just like our last guest said, that the things that makes Nigerian bad are similar to the things that makes Nigerian good. They're not too much that the things that makes us good cannot cover the bad things. I don't know. That was how you put it. So, Sir George, I'm asking you, how have you seen the Western media portraying Nigeria? Do you think this is that in the right with that? Because they always show Nigeria this, and most of the news they share about the Nigerians are not bad, and not like wrong news. But the way they put it, how have you seen this? How do you feel as a Nigerian seeing the Western media portray Nigeria in such manner? How do you feel about it, Sajid?
Well, they say that bad news sells. That's one thing that we have to understand. Good news hardly sells. People are bored with the good news, and that's because of the environment that we dwell in. So, from when I was in university, I started noticing in the US the negative impact and image that Africa had. So, but what I have seen recently is what the role that media has played in changing that negative image. And because what we have done being in the media is the negative narratives are there, sometimes being reinforced by bad, simple, small bad news. But now what we have done is to showcase the positive stories and highlight our culture, which most
Mhm.
of these Westerners, they love it. You know, they love our culture, they love our skin color. That's why you see them going to, barbecue themselves on the under the sun
Yeah.
because they want to
Wow.
look like us. So now all of a sudden, but when we begin to consistently, we have showcased, some positive, stories about our culture, who we are. And when you are proud about who you are, it seems to magnet other people and it make them become interested to find out who you really are. And one thing about us as Nigerians and Africans, we are very colorful and our culture is so rich and it's so beautiful. So the media has actually helped a lot to change the conversation, the narratives about who we are and what we are. And media is one thing that they used originally to bring negative images about us, like the point of Tarzan in the movies. That Tarzan
Mhm.
was showcasing
Mhm.
Africa, and everybody thought that we were still living on trees and we are still living in the little boats in the water and stuff like that. But what media has
Mhm.
done is you change that stereotype and bring a more balanced, accurate portrayal of who we are as Nigerians and Africans.
Definitely.
Wow.
Definitely.
Nice. Nice, nice, Sir George. Thank you. You said that so well. Sir George, also you have been on the space for some time. You've been around doing all of these things. Apart from the tribal, the racist thing, the racial indifference, what are the other challenges you face in this sphere, this sector you are in? What other challenges do you face doing what you do?
Okay. Well, part of the challenges that we have actually faced is, um, that innate type of, I call it innate, is because it's built up in them, that negative stereotype about Africa. And that
Okay.
negative stereotype, we face it because it's almost like you're trying to showcase the truth about who you are. But the news out there is showing something different because what they see on television, and which is actually a manipulation from the media because they want to
Mhm.
show the worst of the worst. So when you're trying to show the positive image about who you are and your culture and your the flamboyance of Africa and who we are. All of a sudden,
Mhm.
the images on television or by Western media about some of the negative things about us. So these are
Mm.
some of the challenges that we have actually faced in that area. But consistency became the key, whereby you don't pay attention to the negative, continue to
Mhm.
consistently bring the positive, and eventually the minds of the people will change, and which
Mm.
you are seeing today around the world about who
Mhm.
Africa is, what Africa is, and what you have done is you continue to do so until the people's mind. And sometimes what happens is when they begin to do these things and when they begin to
Mhm.
see it, listen, all of a sudden they want to investigate. And I will tell you a little story about how that thing happened. When I was doing my master's degree in Atlanta, Georgia, a classmate of mine came to me one day and was asking me, "Oh, is it true? Is it true that you guys still live on trees?" And I was looking at her like, "What?" She's like, no, 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 don't get upset. I said, "No, I'm not upset." He said, "Is it true that you guys still live on trees?" I said, "As a matter of fact, yes, we do. And you are going to buy me the boot that I'm going to wear because I'm going home to visit my people. So, and I need some long boots because I have to pass through the water to go to our house." And one of the things that I
Exactly.
did then, I went to Nigeria and I went home and I got a videographer who took me around showcasing some of the bad and showcasing a lot of the good. And that is the ratio in there where you see a lot of bougified houses, beautiful houses. And then when we showed it, I was able to narrate those things. I came back to Atlanta, Georgia, and I told them that on a Friday they need to close their business by 12 noon and we went to their movie room. It was a condominium in Atlanta. And when we showcased that particular video about the rich culture and the beauty of what Nigeria is, that lady the following year went to vacation in Nigeria. And for the past how many years now, almost 3 decades, she has always gone to Nigeria, gone to Ghana, or have vacations, and taken quite a few number of people there. I mean, a few of them has bought land. They bought lands in Ghana, as a matter of fact.
That's
Yes.
great. I mean, Nigerians, you see what Sir George did there? Be intentional about showing them who you are. Like, I mean, that's beautiful. Now you've given me an assignment, sir. I think I'm going to start doing this because here they ask me, in Turkish they will say Africa that's environment. Like, is there water in Africa? I'll be like, what is she talking about? They keep asking me, is there water in Africa? Is there animals? I'm confused. I mean, I think I have to snap pictures and show to them just like you did. That's beautiful. Sajid, I have another question. The question is, do you think that Africans, we are ready? We are very ready. I know yes, I just want us to know if we're ready to really tell the Western media, this is not who we are. I mean, you started it, that's as a media person. I mean, I can see in here, these people are very intentional about showing other people who they are by their actions, by the way they do things. Do you think Africans, we are very ready? Now I'm leaving Nigeria. I'm being particular about Africa because they keep saying Africa, Africa, Africa. So do you think we are really ready to show them who we are?
I believe that we are ready. I believe we have been ready. And I believe that we have actually done marvelously. For instance, previously, before, the only movies you see about Africa is things like Tarzan, or whenever there is a disaster in Africa. And even the Western media, when they go to Africa, they will go to the poorest of the poorest, the slums, and that's what they show. As a matter of fact, based on me going to Nigeria and bringing those images about the houses and the way we live, and some clubs that were in Lagos and Abuja. So a media group went with me to Nigeria, and we went there and we showcased a lot of things. As a matter of fact, one of the hotels we were staying in was one of the best, NIGERIAN hotel in Abuja. It was one of the best. So now all of a sudden, when they were editing, the contents that we captured, they wanted to showcase the negatives. They wanted to showcase little children with flies all over their faces. They wanted to showcase places where all the negative things and bad things were. And I so when I saw that, they didn't want to show me originally what they were trying to edit, but I managed to, was able to get into it. And I said, if you show this, I will expose you. I will make sure that the contents that I have will go side by side to show how negative you are. And that's when they changed the whole entire thing. As a matter of fact, what we have seen is the emergence of Nollywood. Is one of those media movies that actually changed the conversation and the mindset of the people about Africa, the richness of Africa. And it started with Coming to America, which Eddie Murphy did, and I'm quite sure that every one of us are still watching that classic movie. So it showed how rich and the culture that was, because which the Westerners have tried to hide for many years. And the emergence of this actually is showcasing the real Africa and what we are like and the kind of lifestyle we live, and the colorful and flamboyant, existence that we have in Africa, and especially in Nigeria. So that's one thing that you can say that media has done, and the movie, they cannot help it, because all of a sudden you can go to YouTube and say African movies or Nigerian movies or Nollywood. And then all of a sudden you see thousands of movies that can show you exactly who we are, how we are, and the richness of our culture. So those are the things. And also music. In the recent years, here in Canada, we have fought diligently to put Afrobeat on the mainstream. They fought us and they fought us and they fought us. But today, you have seen in the past 2 years where Afrobeat was used in the World International Soccer fields. See, the likes of Davido, you see the likes of Flavor, you see the likes of what do you call it? A bunch of them. What do you call this guy again? Our guy from
Lifty,
Lagos,
Boy,
Lifty, Burna Boy,
and then
Rema,
Rema,
Rema.
and the rest of them. So
Savage, and
all
all.
these people finally, when they discovered that it was that raw gold that needed to be purified, thousands and billions of dollars are coming into the coffers right now, and they allow it to go. And that is exactly the consistency that we needed in order to showcase who we are and the talents and the skills that God has given to us. In Canada today, you can go to our grocery stores, you can go to boutiques, you can go everywhere, and what you will be hearing is African music, Nigerian music especially.
Wow,
Definitely. That's true.
wow.
Sorry, Sir
Mhm,
George, I have to ask
mhm.
you one question before I give the floor to Mr. Samak. What does African civilization mean to you, sir? When they talk about civilization, we all believe the white civilization, but I do not believe. What does African civilization mean to you?
Well, African civilization, being having gone to school in the southern part of America, so I saw that to the largest extent, the narratives about civilization has been attributed to the Western world, but
Mhm.
that's not true. So that led me into a study about the ancient cultures and ancient, civilization. Number one, these things are hidden from the natural eyes and is not being taught in school. So what
Mhm.
happened is when you go back to the first 1,000 years or 2,000 years of mankind existence, according to biblically, or even prehistoric era, you begin to
Mhm.
see that civilization, like the writing of hieroglyphics and mummifying bodies. These are from the ancient Africa, from Egypt, as a matter of fact. So
Yeah.
you start seeing that arithmetics and algebra and all these things, they came from Africa. These are the first civilized people, and there was the technology even up until today. When you go to the pyramid in Egypt, as a matter of fact, Egypt has been conquered by what you call a different group of people. The people that were in Egypt were blacks originally, and these were the kings and the queens that started the whole entire thing. And the Nubians, the Mizrains, all these Ethiopians. Ethiopia is the first country that is mentioned in the Bible. So when you see the rich culture that they have and the royalty of their, the way they were, governed, you will understand that in actuality, what we have today stemmed from the civilization that came through Africans in the very past. You study that and you will see that even up until today, I'm from Igbo land in Nigeria, that in Harvard School, they are still learning about the system of trading that stemmed from that ancient period from Egypt until we migrated into the different parts of Africa. So you see the rich culture, and what we need to do is to ensure that the true story of yesterdays are being told by us, not by people who went and read about it and did not understand it, but vocal transmission of stories
Yeah.
passed down generationally. And what happened was at a particular point, it seemed to have been lost. And sometimes through manipulation, they will change the color, they will change the language, and they will change the way you eat and the way you talk to suit their own narratives about the story, the ancient stories of Africa. But it is up to us now to ensure that we consistently tell the truth about who we are, where we came from, to showcase the beauty and the wonderfulness of who we are from Africa and especially Nigeria.
Definitely. Nice.
Wow. Sir
Wow.
George is smoking la la. Sir George, beautiful. Deji,
It's
a
very
viewer here,
informative.
Deji Ayodele says, wow, this is educational, informative, and inspiring. Thank you, Sir George. Nice. And
Yeah.
Edo Sky, also a viewer, says, nice one. So, George, you've probably been tickling people's body with all your saying. It's beautiful. Now, George, you said something very pivotal. The fact that we need to write our own story, and that is what EMA is doing with this program.
Exactly. Exactly.
Nobody can write it. You know why the Western has got they really got us was because they were writing our own story. Imagine you talked of Tarzan, the movie Tarzan, and it was a white boy acting a black man's movie and all of that, but it's changing now. And we are
Of
happy
course.
you are in Canada. You're doing those things that is changing the narrative. People, you now have to say the things about you and not a white man coming to say those things. Still, we need to do more. We need to do more, Sir George. So keep on doing what you're doing from your corner, and Iema will be doing what she's doing, and every one of us will be putting our own story out instead of waiting for anybody to write it for us. Thank
But
you.
but
Okay.
you see, exactly
Mhm.
what I'm
Go ahead.
saying is,
Go ahead.
using the digital media campaign,
Mhm.
leveraging on the social media is and collaborating with a lot of influencers who are out there. There's a young man from Ghana, I forgot his name. He goes to most of these rich areas. He interviews them. He showcases the beauty in not only houses but also farms, the way we are mechanizing agriculture. As a matter of fact, listen to this. There are things that are hidden that are not showcased very well in the Bible. Do you know Egypt, when blacks were occupying Egypt? River Nile region was the only, Nile region, river was the only one that they had. So irrigation came from Egypt. If you read your Bible, you will understand in the book of Genesis, chapter 12, that Abraham went down to Egypt. And when he came back from Egypt, he learned irrigation. And this is exactly what prospered Abraham so much that even in the book of Genesis, chapter, I believe it's chapter 21 or 22, thereabout, Isaac was able to use the technology that the father learned in Egypt, which is irrigation. When famine was all over the land, he was the only one that was able to use irrigation to bring about, in his own farms, the only place that was green. And the nations around him envied him. And that was because Abraham was in Egypt and he learned irrigation. If you read that book, you will see that what was prospering him was the wells that he dug. He was able to bring water out into his farmland, and that's why they were closing all the wells. So when you talk about technology came from us, and even up until today, go around the world and see the doctors that are doing extraordinary feats are from Africa, Nigeria especially. I am telling you, but most of them are hidden. So the only news that you will hear out there is when some kind of fraudulent activity takes place, one individual, and they call it the whole Africa is corrupt. But they're not going to talk about the doctors that have invented so many things. In America, even in that, most of our descendants, the people that came from African descent, they invented the red light. They invented this peanut butter that you're talking about, and a lot of them, they came from us, but they're not going to showcase it. The only thing you will see on the media is whenever that one simple negative thing happens, it blows all over. And one simple thing will happen in one village in Africa, they condemn the whole entire Africa, that Africa is like this. But somebody can be killed in San Francisco, and then it's only going to be centered in San Francisco. But if anything happens in one city in Nigeria or any African nation, they condemn it. Don't go there because people will kill you. So this is one of the negative media, Western media campaign that we are now changing the mindset of the people to showcase the beauty of who we are and the resilience of the people that we are.
Beautiful. Before we go, and it's time for us to leave already. Sajid, I need to do something for us. You're going to, I don't want to use the word warn, but I have to use it. I have no choice. Warn the Western media. I mean, your voice is very powerful. Want them to please, no, there's no please there. I mean, want them to just stop showing negative things about Nigeria, especially Africa as a whole. they should do they should do us they should just go and find what, like, they should show the positive things about Nigeria. I mean, we are all beautiful people with good things. We have, like you said, we have good doctors in the Western world. Just warn them for us, please. Thank you.
There is absolutely no reason to warn them. What we are doing is doing more than enough work, and that's what you're
Exactly.
doing. What you are
Exactly.
doing right now is enough warning to them. When they're trying to bring the negative, we resiliently bring the positive aspect of who we are. And they
Definitely.
are changing, because now all of a sudden it is not going to Africa to try to, get the minerals for nothing, and then come and refine it and send it back, at an, very, I mean, I'm talking about prices that is unforeseen. So all of a sudden they're seeing music, they're seeing movies. Do you know that Nollywood has taken over from Bollywood as we speak? As a matter of fact, you will see now a lot of collaboration with Hollywood and Nollywood. So recently here, the Nollywood in Canada, they met in Toronto a few days ago. And guess who was, I went there, and guess who was with them? The Chinese movie industry came to collaborate with Nollywood. So you see in that what we are doing finally is taking root and is going far. So what you are doing is so wonderful. It is so amazing, showcasing the positive aspect of it, which is about 90%, rather than the negative, making a molehill into a mountain like the Western media does with us. So what you are doing is rich, it is wonderful, and it's fair, and it's truthful. And that's something that I can encourage you and any other influencer or media person to go out there and continue, and do not stop. Do not pay attention to the empty boxes that make a lot of noise. Bring substance to the media. Leverage what we have with media campaign, and you will see Africa. The fear that they have that we will take over will eventually become a self-fulfilling prophecy.
Beautiful. All right, thank you so much, Sir George. And people, I also implore you, my viewers, look at what Sir George did there by showing pictures. Always go to nice places where Africans, in Nigeria, in your country, in Africa, take pictures, post it on the internet, say good things about your country. And yes, there are bad things happening. We will tackle that in our own country. It doesn't have to get to the Western media. I mean, they also have their bad side, but they never show it to us. So let's be very intentional about showing the good things to the media. And that's what I have to say. But before that, Sajid, you're going to do something for us. This is what I did last time.
I am a Nigerian, and I am a good person. What about you?
Okay.
I am a Nigerian.
That's basically it. So I want to do it in your own words. I want to post it and share it for people to see that. Just a movement. This is a movement, this part of it.
No problem. I am a Nigerian, and a proud Nigerian for that matter. And I love my continent, and I love my country.
Nice.
I will post it.
Good.
Definitely.
Yes.
Mark, please say something.
Thank you very much, Sir George. Sir George, it's been beautiful having you here. You've said it all. Beautiful. We'll keep on doing our part and continue to brand ourselves. Nobody will do it for us. No, we don't expect. We're not going to warn anybody to say the let them keep saying the negative thing, and that's how we pass through and shock them to their spine, to their marrows, because that's not who we are. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Sir George's voice is very powerful. So when he warns people, they shake, they tremble. So I just wanted to warn you. You better stop.
Yes.
Okay, all the best. Thank you, viewers. Thank you for tuning in.
Thank you, viewers.
And it was really a lovely day and a lovely afternoon here from Turkey. It was nice having you. Stay tuned, and we love you. See you next Saturday. Goodbye.